Okay, hello everyone. Mike Caccioppoli here on another day after a bunch of primaries. Things went pretty much as expected last night, folks. The polls have been pretty accurate lately, and they were pretty. I really need to shout out to Tyler Pedigo. That's Tyler. PEDIGO.com. He's really the new Nate Silver. I mean, his projections have been so on the mark. I mean, really on the mark. He's one of the few people who picked Bernie to win Michigan. And since then, I mean, he's been, if you look at the projections he made in New York, he was a couple of points off. If you look at the projections he made for last night, he got them all right as far as who would win in what states, and the percentages were almost exact. A few points off here and there in a couple of states, and I think two of the states he was almost exactly right. So a real shout out to him. You guys should check him out. Unfortunately, if he says Bernie's going to lose the state, he probably will. And if he says he's going to win, he probably will win. So I just want to shout out to him. He's done a great job. All right. Look, there are a couple of paths to victory here. And I think we all need to be on board with these. And as I've been saying for the past, month, 6 weeks, this is about the convention now. Hillary cannot get to 2,383 pledged delegates. She can't. I know some of the news stations are putting in superdelegates, and it shows her being, just almost there, like 90% of the way there. But superdelegates don't count. She could scream and yell about having superdelegates all she wants. They don't vote until July. Okay? So in pledged delegates, she's not going to get to 2,383, the magic number, to avoid a contested convention. She would need to get 72% approximately of the pledged delegates from this point on out. Even with last night, she didn't get close to that. So it looks like Bernie is about to go on another one of those streaks where he wins 6 of 7 or 7 of 9, something like that. So she's not getting there. It's not going to happen. There's going to be a contested convention. Bernie, as he's been talking about now, he's changing a little bit in his speeches. He's talking about going to the superdelegates, going to the DNC, and showing them he wins independents. What a shock. The one state he wins, Rhode Island, independents are allowed to vote. It's an open primary. In other words, democracy rules in Rhode Island. Anyone can vote. Imagine that. If you're a registered voter, you can just go and vote. Imagine. I know, it's weird. It's very weird. It's not weird in other countries, but here it's weird. So, in the one state where it's an open primary, where independents can vote, he wins by 12 points, as he's been winning. 90% of his wins are in states where anyone can vote. Hillary wins in states where you have to register as a Democrat 6 months, 4 months, 3 months before the date in order to vote. And if you're independent, you don't do it, you don't get to vote. 3 million independents in New York, tough luck. But these people will vote in the November election. And as I've been saying, independents, who make up almost 50% of the electorate, decide general elections and will decide this general election. So he already has that on his side. When independents vote, I win by double digits, large margins, and that's the way it goes. And that's what I bring. He also brings his positive 10 approval rating. The latest approvals show Hillary at minus 25 and Trump at minus 40. Think about that. A combined minus 65 approval. No person, and I'll say this till I'm blue in the face, no person with a negative approval rating has ever won the White House. I'm talking not even negative 3, let alone negative 25 or 40. Bernie's at plus 10. He's got that. He's got the latest polls show Hillary down to a 3-point lead over Trump. And the margin of error is 3, so it's a virtual tie. Think about that, folks. A virtual tie, and Donald Trump hasn't even started on her yet. In fact, in the last day or two, he probably knocked her down another 2 or 3 points with his attacks. He's going to talk about things that Bernie didn't talk about, unfortunately. He's going to talk about the emails. He's going to talk about corruption. Her negative 25 will become 30, 35. Think about that. She's in a virtual tie with Trump, and he has not even started attacking her yet. Okay. Bernie's ahead by 11 over Trump in the latest poll. Cruz, she's been basically tied or losing to for the last 6 months. Bernie's 10 to 20 points ahead. Kasich, she's been losing by 10 points for the last 6 months. Bernie's 8 points ahead. If it's Ryan, it's all one poll that has Bernie ahead and her behind. So he has all this he's going to bring to the convention. Like I said, this is going to the convention. Now, if the DNC, if in their stubbornness, if they just want Hillary, if it's just got to be Hillary, if it just has to be her, it wasn't her in 08, and it has to be a woman, and it has to be her, and it has to be now, then Bernie has a choice to make. Now, I don't want to hear from I know I'm hearing from people, no, but Bernie's a man of his word, and he said he won't run, blah, 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 blah. Well, look, Bernie is a man of his word. But who cares about his word to the DNC? He's giving his word to the DNC, not us, the people who support him. The people support him on a daily basis now as these primaries go along, want him to break. To me, the DNC are shackles to him. They're like shackles. They're like handcuffs. He's stuck in this ridiculous primary system where half of the country can't vote. Why not break free of that? He's been independent his whole life. Why not break free of that? You see, Bernie had to run as a Democrat to get all of this noticed, to get the media. If he had started as an independent 12 months ago, he would have gotten as much coverage as Nader. Nothing. He needed to run as a Democrat to get the media coverage, to get the campaign, to get the contributions, to get the notoriety, to get his name out there, to get people to know him. He had to use them, and he's used them brilliantly. But to what end if he doesn't run as an independent, if they screw him over and don't do the right thing at the convention? To no end. I don't want to hear this thing about platform. That's all bullshit. It's all platform to get our platform there. So Hillary would say, "Oh yeah, I'll do this." You know, she has her word means nothing. I trust Trump's word. If Trump came out, which he might, because he's a smart guy, and say, "You know what? If Hillary's going to be arrogant to you, Bernie people, I'll put stuff on your platform in my campaign. Forget about her, and I'll trust him to do it more than her." She's not going to do it. She's not going to do it. Even if she's forced to give lip service at the convention, yes, okay, I'll adopt some of the... She's not going to do it. How do we trust her to do it? When she's president, she could say, fuck you, I'm not doing it. Then what do? Then you're stuck for 4 years. So that whole thing about, you know, getting on TV and getting your platform, that's nothing. That's why spend 14 months of this blood, sweat, and tears for that bullshit? He's got to win. There's winning, and then there's, you know, you come in second, you're a loser. The first loser is second place. So the idea of going to the convention and trying your best to get those superdelegates to do the right thing, the common sense thing, to put the best candidate to win in November by the biggest margin, is a good plan. But if that fails, I don't see why you don't run as an independent. Whether it's with Jill Stein, whether it's with someone else. Look, Ted Cruz picked a running mate. He picked Carly Fiorina, and he's 800 delegates behind or something. So the fact of the matter is, he can pick a Jill Stein. He could run with a Jill Stein and say, look, you want me and Jill to run as the Democratic nominees. We can kick ass for you. If not, we'll run as a third party, and Hillary has no chance of winning, and I can win. Because I can get most independents who hate Hillary and Trump. I can get the Democrats who have been voting for me all along, my Bernie people, and I'll get Republicans who are afraid of Trump. He can win easily. He can win in a landslide. I don't want to see comparisons with Bernie with Nader. There's no comparisons with Nader. Nader didn't win 20 states in the primary. He didn't raise $250 million from 7 million people. Nader didn't get 40,000 people in New York. He couldn't fill up a hotel lobby. Don't give me Nader. There's no comparison between Bernie and Nader. Stop with the bullshit. I don't want to hear anyone in Bernie groups talking about Nader. That's the mainstream media nonsense. That's what Hillary will say. And you notice all Hillary has is, I'm winning the primaries, I got 2.5 million. That's all she has. She can't say she wins independents. She doesn't. She can't say she has a positive approval. She doesn't. She can't say she beats the Republicans because she doesn't. All she's got is this closed, suffocating Democratic primary process, which is all about legal suppression of votes. That's all she's got on her side. She knows when independents can vote. When it's open, when it's free democracy, she loses 90% of the time. And by double digits, by 12 to 60 points. We have to be on board. Bernie wants to take this convention. I would break free now. So if I were Bernie, I'd break free now. I got everything I need. I got my campaign. I got my money. That'll continue. Everyone knows who I am. I'd break free right now and run as an independent. But he wants to do it this way. And that's fine. We should be on board with it. Whatever Bernie says. So, going to the convention, that's the plan right now. Trying to convince the Democratic National Committee to do the right thing for them and the country. But if not, Bernie has to say now he's not. You can't be running as a Democrat saying I'm going to win this nomination at the same time saying I'm also going to run as a third party if it doesn't work out. You can't do that. No one's ever done that. That's a losing process. It's pointless. So he's got to say now, yes, I'm running for this nomination and that's it. But he owes them nothing. He's 75 years old. It's not like he's 40, he's just beginning his career, and he's going to be screwed by the Democrats for the next 35 years. He doesn't need them. They've done nothing for him but stab him in the back. He's won as an independent by huge margins his whole life. He doesn't owe them anything, and we don't owe them anything. The idea is to get Bernie into the White House by any means necessary. So we have the convention. Right now, that's the plan. The convention is the first thing. And if not, I'm telling you, the best thing for him to do, and I think he will, is run as a third party. Now, I know it's people saying it's very difficult to get on the ballot come July, blah, blah. No, it's about money, and it's about having a movement. He's got the money, he's got the movement, he's got the campaign, he's got the people. He can get on the ballots. So, Jill Stein's been putting out her tweets. She's trying to get him. I don't blame her. Of course, she'd have to run as the vice president. I mean, I'm sure she knows this. He's the rock star here, not her. I mean, she needs him. He doesn't need her. I think she'd rather be vice president than do her usual thing and get 1% of nothing in the general election. So we need to be on board with this. It's Bernie or bust. That means get him in any way possible. Let's not be naive about this. Politics is a contact sport, and this is going to get big time contact in the next 3 months. All right, so let's be on board. Onward and forward. Let's win as many states as possible. Why not? Including mine, California. Win it big, 60% or more. Let's do that. Let's go. Let's do it. 70%. Anyway, okay. Go to BernieSanders.com and contribute. He needs money to get through this. He needs money for the next 3 months. He needs money for the convention. He needs money if he runs as a third party until November. Got to go. But that's the only. Let me tell you. That's one of the reasons why he doesn't have to drop out. If he didn't have the money, he'd have dropped out already. He's got the money. You got to keep on giving. BernieSanders.com. That's the most important thing, I think, right now for everyone to give. All right, contribute whatever you can. Mike Caccioppoli, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you soon.